Hello, this is Florian Munch. I'm here in Vancouver and sitting with Larry Page. Larry is chairman and director of EQTY Metals. Yeah, and Larry, tell us about the story. So what's the elevator pitch, or extend it a little bit kindly?
Well, I'm happy to tell you that, but for you to understand the EQTY Metals story, it's necessary for me to go back into time a little bit, and I won't take up a lot of the time of your listeners, but I'm the chairman and owner of a company called Manex Resource Group. It's been in business for some 20 some odd years, and it provides all of the services that junior explorers require to take a property from a grassroots property to a mine. And we do it on a cost-efficient basis, and we have 4 companies in our group. We've got very skilled people in the group that are able to provide those services. EQTY Metals has got a history. It's a very interesting history, and it goes back decades. Mm-hmm. It was called Nadina, Nadina mines, and it was named after Nadina Mountain, which is the most prominent landmark in the area of British Columbia. Rob Mcdonald, who's the project geologist, will tell your listeners a little bit about where the property is and why it's in such a prolific area where there are past producing mines, present producing mines, and why it's a good place to work. You can work 365 days a year, not like the Golden Triangle, which is a place where we've spent an awful lot of money.
Yukon, or
in my history, I was principal of companies that brought the Eskay Creek mine into production in the Golden Triangle, and the Snip mine, the gold mine, into production. So I have some idea of being constrained to work for a few months of the year, and the rest of the time there's 30 feet of snow. In this case, you can be there 365 days a year. Historically, this company, the Nadina company, mined this property some years ago. They actually went underground, they constructed adits, and it follows a vein system, so there's a number of veins there, all of which are ore bearing. And so they follow these adits and they mine the property. Your listeners, if they're as old as I am, might remember the Hunt brothers in the United States, who made their money in oil and gas.
The silver market.
They wanted to corner the silver market, and they ran the market up to $50. And where were they going to get the silver? From the Silver Queen property, which is owned by EQTY Metals. So historically, several 20, 30 years ago, they were mining the property on a small basis. And then any listeners who are old enough to remember that time know that they got cornered, the market fell apart, and they lost all of their money, including this property. It was then taken on by a group of speculators that raised money from time to time, but they did a few other things too in the company, because it's the old. My mentor, Murray Pesm, used to say, if the market wants blue ties, don't try to sell them red ties. And in those days, everybody wanted to search for diamonds in the Northwest Territories. Chuck Fipke had found the first diamond deposit up there, and so the people who were running the Nadina company went and found 2 very, very promising properties, and they have majors as partners. That market fell apart. We still own the property, and someday they'll be of great value to this company, but that's not what we're concentrating on. The group that had the company required the skills and technical assistance that we have in the Manex group. So they brought the company in as part of the group, asked us if we could put management in place, raise money and explore. We've done all of those things. And we're finding very, very high grade silver. Gold, this is a gold silver property with some base metals. Rob's going to tell you all that, and I don't want to step on his toes and say things that are incorrect. But this equity company has the opportunity to be the next mine in British Columbia. It has a resource. Rob will tell you about that. If I mention the numbers, I may be a little on the high side. So he's going to tell you that. But the inflection points here are the fact that we are presently exploring the property. There's a drill turning now. We're working off of a resource. We're pulling some great high-grade values that have been announced recently. They're going to be added when the work program that Rob's going to tell you about, they're going to be added to the resource base, and the market's going to be very, very pleased with what we've done. It's also a company that has a couple of $1 million in the treasury. It's probably down to $1.5 million now, the way the geologists are spending the money. But it is positioned with all of the building blocks to raise the capital to keep going. So we'll be drilling all winter, and I'll leave that part to Rob. So that's a great company. Your reader should put that on their to-do list, and should become shareholders.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now I'm leaving over to Robert McDonald.
Thank you very much, Florian, and thank you all for joining us in this presentation. With Equity Metals, we do have two projects. One of them is a diamond project in the Northwest Territories, and Larry has referred to that, but I'll focus really on the Silver Queen project located in north central British Columbia. And again, you know, when you get into projects, you look for a number of things. This project was introduced to us about 2 years ago, in 2019, and at that time, the things that attracted us to the project was that you can get to the project. Is very well located. You can get to the project by road. It's a 40-minute drive south off of a provincial highway. The area has a long history of exploration and mining. There have been historic mines located throughout the area. Now with the increase in gold and silver and copper prices, we're seeing quite a number of junior explorers move into the project area. And the main thing that we liked and that I liked about the project was its history and the grade of the mineralization that we were seeing in the veins on the project. This is a big zoned porphyry system with a very strong component of epithermal veins. And these epithermal veins are high-grade gold and silver veins that occur off to the margin of a big zone of porphyry-styled alteration.
Nowadays, Robert, are the vein systems attractive for mining at all, or are you looking to hit the porphyry finally and have a good strike length there?
Right now, we are focused on grade. So the focus is on the vein systems. There was historic mining. This is a big system with different vein orientations over a 5 square kilometer area. There has been historically, the number 3 vein has been effectively drilled off down to around 350 meters. That has a resource of 1.6 million tons and 440,000 ounces gold equivalent. 440,000 ounces gold equivalent. So it's nearly 500,000 ounces within this one structure. What we've seen with our compilations and our review of the project area is that there is the potential for much more than that. We're seeing vein systems that extend over 2.5 kilometers long, and we are now currently drilling on one part of that vein system right now. We're seeing some absolutely bonanza grade intercepts come out. Our highlight intercept on the camp vein, which is the main target that we're focused on right now, was 0.3 meters of 56,000 grams per ton silver. And so that's 56 kilos of silver out of that intercept, which again is an absolute highlight intercept. Now, we have the grade, but it's also 30 centimeters. So you do need the width, and we were very fortunate. We've remodeled the whole camp vein system. We were able to track mineralization down dip, and with our last 3 holes from the previous program, we were able to intersect 4, 5, 7 meter thick zones, vein zones that were carrying high-grade silver mineralization. Not quite the 56,000 silver, but you were seeing, kilo plus silver mineralization over those widths. So again, very, very encouraging. And this has led us now to announce the next phase of drilling. It's 4,500 meters, focused entirely on the camp vein system, and the idea is to drill out that entire vein set. We've identified 4 different veins, so stacked one on back of the other on back of the other, around a 250 to 350 meter strike length, and we're chasing that down. So we've now come in underneath those high-grade intercepts.
How deep are those veins?
We've tested in the last program down to 175 meters. Below surface, and now we've come in around 200 to 250 meters down. Now, visually, we're looking very forward to seeing the assay results. We believe we're being successful in continuing the projection of the vein system, both laterally along strike and down dip, and are again looking forward to the results. We should have new results out in the next 1 to 2 weeks, and then we will continue putting out results over the coming months as the results from the current program go to the assay labs and get issued.
Okay, thank you very much, Rob.
Okay.
This is EQTY Metals, and if you want to look the stock up, it's on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the symbol EQTY. And I will post the WKN below, and also visit the company website.